What's up, guys? So I was being told that I missed the S22 versus the S24 comparison. So I think I got all of them, I think, after this one. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you have an S22, you're thinking about upgrading, I would say there's some things about the S24 that you might like. This phone, it's a used one, and I got it for like 400. You can find these for like 400 bucks on eBay, Amazon sometimes if it's locked to a carrier. The S22 is very cheap. And I think you can find this around like $200 something. And there's not a whole bunch going on, but there are some essentials that might make you want to upgrade. The design. So Samsung got rid of the camera cutout. So as you guys can see, no camera cutout on the S24. And besides that, they both are pretty much the same size. So while a lot of people like these base model phones, they're very easy to one hand. So you can one hand these, and they're pretty comfortable to hold. So that's why a lot of people like them. They fit well in the hand. They don't poke the palm or anything like that. IP68 dust and water resistant. You got that matte finish on here as well. I will say that the S24 feels a little bit more, I don't know, it feels a little bit like sharper. So it just kind of has that more like sharp off kind of feel right here. But besides that, not too much going on with hardware. Alright, so you may not be able to tell, but the S24 does have a slightly larger display at 6.2 inches. As you guys can see, it's just a little bit bigger. Now, the display difference is very minor, but like I said, there are some kind of essential things here. The S24 has a dynamic LTPO display, so this is going to help with battery life, and we'll talk about that. And it's LTPO AMOLED, 120 Hz HDR10 Plus. It has a much higher max brightness at 2600 nits. It's 1080p 416 for the PPI. The S22, it still has a very good display. It's a 6.1 inch display, dynamic AMOLED, 120 Hz HDR10 Plus. This one is 1300 nits peak brightness. So when you're outdoors and it's sunny outside, there is a dramatic difference in terms of being able to view your phone. The S24 is really, really bright. And it's 1080p 425 for the PPI. So again, pretty much identical displays. I will say that there is a color difference. Even if you turn up the vividness on the S24, there is still a color difference. So the S22 has that classic kind of Samsung colors where it's a little bit more darker and the colors kind of pop a little bit more, in my opinion. So yeah, because I was getting a lot of questions about that, you know, as far as like the colors and stuff, and it still looks good. I think the Samsung's new displays aren't, you know, they're just not like the old ones, but you guys can see up on vividness. And the screen to body ratio is a little bit better. As you can see, the bezels are a little bit thinner at the bottom. At the top, a little bit thinner as well. These are all, you know, just minor things. But I would say not a huge difference with display quality here. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the specs a little bit more here, and also the software plays a big role in your deciding factor. So the S24 will actually get 7 years of majorOS updates, and the S22 it's still going to get updates. Like, we're going to get the Android 15 update, but you have a much longer lifespan with the S24. So if you're going to keep your phone for a long time, again, that could be a reason to upgrade here. And then we also have to talk about these two processors. So we do have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on here on the S24, and then we have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, 128 gigs of internal storage, 8 gigs of RAM on both. You guys can see the Geekbench scores here, and you have, of course, much better score on the S24, but it's not just the much better score. This is over a more efficient processor when it comes to battery life, and I would say performance is really not that bad on the S22. This phone can get a lot warmer than the S24 for sure, but also I know the standby time is a lot better on the S24 as well. So I would say overall performance, it really depends on what kind of user you are. If you are a, you know, heavier user, then you might notice the difference if you're playing like Genshin and stuff like that. But as far as like animations, loading up applications and stuff like that, there's really not too much of a difference with performance. The S24 is going to be a little bit faster, but I don't think it's noticeable. Like I said, the animations and everything are still really smooth on the S22, and I expect it to get even better with the update here. Gaming performance is going to be improved as well here. It's just, again, more efficient and it's not going to heat up as much. Let's go ahead and launch PUBG here. We can do Google Earth. You guys can see that. Launch PUBG. So when it comes to gaming performance here, gaming performance is actually still pretty good on the S22, guys. It's not bad at all. It's just that this phone will get a little bit hotter depending on, you know, what game you're playing. But for PUBG and most games, it's perfectly fine if you're a casual gamer. As you can see, your max FPS is going to be 120 frames on the S24 versus the 90. So you will get a nice little gaming, FPS increase. But I would say if you're not really into games, it does not really matter, because you can come in to the S22 and play, 30 minutes, an hour, and it'd be perfectly fine. So you can game on here. You're just going to take a hit to the battery life though. All right, so I want to talk about some other things here as far as your software. So what's cool about the S22 series is that you're not really missing out on anything when it comes to Galaxy AI. The Galaxy AI is here. You get pretty much most of the features. So that's really nice. So you get the circle to search and you get a lot of the other Galaxy AI features as well. So you don't have to worry about that. And then also, guys, let's check out the speakers. All right, we got both at max volume. We'll start with the S22. So hopefully you guys can hear that, but the S24 has much better bass and overall fuller, cleaner sound. So it is definitely a good speaker improvement here. I've been really impressed with the S24 while doing the comparisons this week. So yeah, the S24, the speakers have definitely been upgraded for sure. As far as the fingerprint scanner, Samsung's fingerprint scanner has not changed much. It's still really fast. It's the ultrasonic one. You can use face unlock as well too, guys. So nothing has changed there. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some side-by-side stills and videos. The camera specs haven't really changed too much. You have a 50 megapixel standard on both, 10 megapixel telephoto on both, 3 times optical zoom on both of these, and you also do have 30 times your for your max zoom. And then also we have the 12 megapixel ultra wide on both. Now you do have a difference in video. The S24 can do 8K 24 and 30. The S22 can only do 8K 24. 10 megapixel selfie on the S22, 12 megapixel selfie on the S24, and they both shoot in 4K 60. Check out these side-by-side stills and video. Let me know what you guys think. As far as the battery life goes, there's a bunch of things that's going on here to give the S24 way better battery life. The standby time is better. The screen on time is a lot better. It is dramatically better. So you have a 4,000 milliamp hour battery versus the 3,700 milliamp hour battery. So that's also helping. But this LTPO display is also helping as well too. And yeah, it's just a night and day difference when it comes to your screen on time and standby time. Now you also have the same, pretty much the same charging speeds, 25 watts on both of these. And then we also have your wireless and reverse wireless charging. And yeah, the battery life is a lot better. That might be like one of the main things people are concerned about with the S22. And yeah, it's a big difference, guys. But I would say you probably don't have to spend that much money. The S23 has pretty good battery life, but if you wanted to really, just go all out, yeah, the S24 has much better battery life. And it's really important for a small phone like this to have such excellent battery life like this does. So let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys in the next one.